Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction for Bakemonogatari episode 14. You know what to do, as always. If you want to see the reaction itself, just feel free and go down into my descriptions. You will find a link that leads you to the video itself. Just replace the circumflex.parts with real dots and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here to hear out my thoughts about this episode. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. Well, I would not really say there was much of a surprise here. Because, I mean, we already possibly just guessed that there is love involved again. So it makes some sense, and even, especially if you listen to the lyrics of the intro song of Hanekawa, she is talking about love and longing and all those things, so it's fitting. That she's kind of trapped in the position of someone who is in love with him, but seeing that it will not happen whatsoever, possibly mainly because he is not aware of it and she's simply not the kind of girl that goes to him by herself. She has learned to just be a good friend. So that's how the last year worked and nothing happened. And now, and we said it is just some days that the headache is back. It is back because he now is in a relationship with someone. So for sure, she now sees that it's going. There's no, her chances of ever being with him are getting less and less. So that's why the headache reappeared. I can understand that. So I just rechecked the intro. There were some small parts in it which flipped by very fast, where some sentences or phrases were posted, and I wrote those down, and they are fitting. So it's passionless observer, which makes sense. You know, she's just watching his life and trying not to feel the passion she has. Painful, well accustomed is something I really like. That's a very good phrase. This can mean a lot of things. I guess here it is about painful, well accustomed with him, that they have this friendship going on, but it is painfully because there's more from her side. But you can see this painful, well accustomed, I guess, in so many other ways, not for her, just for people in general. When you are in this machinery that we live in, which is our society nowadays, you know, you have a job, you live by the rules, you are being nice and polite, but it is somehow painful. This what people, when they're going into vacation, sometimes they just go nuts and crazy. Either that they go skydiving or whatever, or that they just drink like hell and party hard just for some days to break out of their shell. I think this is something which I thought mainly about when I read that. Painful, well accustomed. This having to fit into some general types that people have to be, you know. You have to work for a living, you have to act in a specific kind of way, you have to react in specific ways to whatever is happening, you know. And if you are not fitting in those categories, then you are strange, then you're weird, and you are looked at strangely, you know. I had some run-ins with those categories in my past, so I know what I'm talking about. So whatever. I like that. Then we had fading memories. I'm not completely sure. I think this refers to the that she forgot a lot about the time of being the cat and other stuff. Tear out the root. Well, good luck. If it is really love, you can't. No chance. And calmly with open heart. So I wrote those down. Let's go through it. I like the beginning, the fact that she's laughing. I really like the laugh of Hanekawa as a cat. And I like her as a character because she's entertaining, you know. Interesting is that Araragi stated that Black Hanekawa is back, which means the black version of her, the one with the cat ears, he knows already from his past. I did not. We've only seen the white one. So one might have guessed that she turns from the normal Hanekawa when she gets too much stress, into the white one instantly. But there seems to be something between where she's the black Hanekawa. So I guess we will learn more about that, maybe in the last episode, or maybe in any of the future series, future seasons. They bound Cat. I just will name her Cat. They bound Cat on a pole on the top of the building. I don't know why. Does the moon or the sky or the sun help somehow, or why do you do that? I mean, it's not like no one would see it. You normally would think if they want to keep her from running away, they put her into, I don't know, a cellar, or put her into a room and close the door and whatever. If they have to bound her, then they will do it inside. But on a pole on the top of the building, everyone can see it from afar. So that's strange. I don't know if there's a reason in that, but it felt strange. And for a short moment, it is this, you do this to people in the past normally to show that they misdid something, that they did something wrong, and you do not only punish them by doing so, additionally you want to show everyone the punishment so that others don't do the same crime. But I don't see the reason here. So, no idea. They talked about that the stress started. We had that already. Oshino is very vague on many things that he's saying in this episode. So he said, it never rains, it pours. Which is, yeah, fitting. So, it's this, if something is happening, if something bad is happening, then it's really going down. It's not just a small thing. We all know those days. It is in many ways a perception, you know. We have a saying here where I live, you stood up with the wrong foot. So it is just this thing, you stand up with the wrong foot and you feel like, this day is not gonna be good. Oh damn, no more coffee in the house, for sure. You step outside, sure, it's raining, and I have no umbrella. Just missed the bus, you know, like that. It is one of those days where everything goes wrong. But it really isn't. It is because there are multiple things. You realize the negative stuff more because you're waiting for it. And by your attitude of being negative, you kind of summon negative energy. You summon negative stuff to happen. So yes, there are days where more stuff happens, but in general, it is mainly that you perceive it. While when you're on cloud 9, when you're extremely fine, you tend to go over about minor negative stuff. You just don't realize it, you know, because you are floating. But yeah, it just doesn't rain, it pours. So he was referring to the fact that Shinobu is gone as well. I think he was referring to, I just give it to him. I think he was referring to the fact that Hanekawa is in love with Araragi. I'm pretty sure he kind of guesses this or knows it. I give him a bit of credit here, but I really think he is a lot more clear in his mind. He realizes more than Araragi does. So we then learned that Shinobu ran away. We now may guess why. And then we came into the intro, which was different, definitely different than the last time. Very sexualized, where I am not so completely sure what to think of it, because I see two different things there. The one is, as we learn later on, at least the cat states that Hanekawa loves Araragi. If it is true or not, I mean, it might be a game, but let's just guess it is. So that might show a bit of the reason for the fan service pictures. But so her love is might be not just, you know, the nice love, because she already stated that she's afraid of turning into a demon and she's not so nice as you think. Even the cat says that Hanekawa is a dirty girl. So it might be that she is into way more kinky stuff and is not just like, I want to give my heart to you. Maybe she's really about going and putting him on the bed and having fun. Might be. So that would explain some of those pictures. But the running away with a fearful face, the pictures that, in my opinion, very much looked like groping and like fear and afraid there. Sure, there are people who are into stuff like that, but there are not many. So that looks more to me like either something happened in the past or just right now happened in the last days, maybe. So I really don't hope it is, because we had this the theme of domestic violence, to say so, already in other series in the past. So I'm not so happy about this, you know? It's not something I really want to put my mind on too much. So we will see. Back to the main story. About Shinobu. So Araragi states that she is in many ways right now weaker than a kid, as long as he's not around. With the information we get later on, that if he would let go of the vampire girl, he could be turned back into a normal human again. There has to be a reason why he doesn't. So I guess he kind of owes her something. So he is staying, so for her benefit, I guess. Although that comes not clearly how exactly. The cat states that he is kind of holding Shinobu back by looking at her not like an aberration, but like a girl, like a human girl in the end. And I question a little bit if Araragi has maybe selfish reasons not to let her go. You know, like, he has some benefits from being this part vampire that he is. He has this very good healing. He can survive stuff other can't. And he has, we have to admit it, an interesting life. Not an easy one, but at least his life is interesting. So, question is, how much of not letting her go is maybe even slightly in his inside selfish, and how much is really out of the wish to help her? As far as I learned how Araragi is behaving, I will definitely give it to him that he really wants to help her. Because we've seen that in the past with all the other girls, he is someone who really, really wants to help people. He shoots a bit too high from time to time. He does not collect enough data. He's taking risks without knowing about consequences. This is what this season was about mainly. That is what Oshino Meme tried to teach him, that he has to first gather information and be aware of how dangerous it is, not only for him, but for his friends as well. And then he has to decide if he really wants to take the risk, or if he maybe just wants to step aside, as he already did once. So I give it to him that at least on on his mind, he's not keeping her, Shinobu, there for his own benefit. But maybe, just maybe, it is something he's not actively thinking about and he's just doing and hasn't yet realized. She is pointing it out to him, the cat. We then had those moments when he more or less called every of the girls that we met in the season to ask her to help him search for Shinobu, which he does to then cure Hanekawa. But it's about both here. So he wants to find Shinobu for her safety and because he's afraid something's happening, and he wants to find her so that he can use her to cure Hanekawa, at least temporarily. Which I liked is that Senjugahara pointed it out to him. She definitely pointed it out to him by saying, you're searching for both. You try to help both of them at the same time. It's once again this thing, you're not focusing on one thing. You're trying to keep everybody happy at the same time. You're trying to help everybody. You're stretching yourself. which is dangerous. She does not help because she promised something to Hanekawa, and that was about this, I think it was art festival in the school. So she took it over from her. That's why she's not searching for Shinobu. I like that. We had this little, I will, if you do not come back, I will never forgive you. In the meaning of, if you die, then I will not forgive you. Just reminds me of this, if you will die, then I will kill you for it. It's just, and then she sent him that she loves him. I like the fact that he is like, this is the Cloud 9 effect that I meant, or Cloud 7, depending on whatever you want. You could see it in his face. He instantly lit up. This short, I love you, gave him power, gave him energy. So we are getting into the problem at the end of this episode. He has a relationship with Senjugahara, and we have seen how it developed. And I really don't want this relationship to end because it is great. It's a good one. And we have Hanekawa on the other side, who, according to the cat, loves him. And she doesn't do it since 9 days. She does it since more than a year, possibly even longer. And it's about the fact that, well, you know, you never want to destroy anyone's love. So how can you solve it? Is there a solution for that? I don't see any yet, but we have one more episode. We have seen a memory of a blonde woman when he was thinking about Shinobu. So I can just wildly speculate. That might be like her mother / creator, if she's a vampire. Maybe someone created her by biting her, whatever. So that might be something like that. Or what might be is that this was Shinobu in her strong vampire form before she, whatever happened in the past, became weaker and thus changed into a girl. Just a theory. There was one last thing about Oshino in this episode, however. So, the pole that the cat was bound to was empty. I am not sure if the cat freed itself. I think that Oshino let her go. Just think so. And he then waved at Araragi. This could be two things. This could be, number one, hey, look up here. Do you see the pole? It's empty. Think. I mean, Araragi didn't realize it. So that might be. Or, because Oshino already said, I will not be here, talking about Meme. I will not always be here. Maybe it was a goodbye. I mean, Oshino Meme was very, very, very drawn back in this episode. Did not help a lot, as Araragi mentioned himself. And he said, it's not raining, it's pouring. So that could be as well. By the way, I'm leaving. So it's getting really bad. I just see the option that this was a goodbye, at least temporarily. Just possibly. We will see. Well, however, our little white cat joins in now and tries to help Araragi out of very selfish reasons, sure. Because she now realized and is aware, possibly because Oshino Meme talked to her, that Araragi really wants to help the press, the president. And however strange this cat might be, that is her main goal as well. She really wants to relieve this stress that the main controller of the body has. So that's why she's helping him. She's playing with him a lot. She's a cat, you know, what a surprise. And is, well, definitely having an effect on him. So compared to Hanekawa, which I think I discussed in the last episode already, which is always very tight dressed in the meaning of hiding her features as a woman, and very strict dressed, so very calm and cool and controlled. The open hair and black cat ear Hanekawa was already very much more attractive and erotic. While the white one is a wild one, is really playing with her attributes, as we see. So it's fitting. And he definitely reacts to it. And yes, I'm very well aware, since many episodes, that this hair he has there is symbolizing something else. So it's okay. Yeah. So it has an effect on him, but that is, I mean, doesn't have to mean something apart from he's a boy, she's attractive, so go for it. He said that she did an energy drain on him. It might be. Yes, when she pressed herself against him, maybe she did drain energy from him, but on the other hand, it doesn't have to. You know, it really might have been an effect he just felt. So, it doesn't matter whichever was true there, because it had the same effect on him. But she put out some very interesting questions, which I think is what the next episode is about. What do you, Araragi, think about us, the aberrations? Because he's having very much interactions with them by now. I mean, we've seen him with many, many aberrations now. In most cases, he is, well, kind of like an enemy to them, or he at least tries to get them away. Which is mainly because those aberrations cause problems. But he had run in with them now by having this fact that he's part vampire, that he's ex-vampire, however you want to say it. So, she said some, you know, like rules. There are things, aberrations have to be feared, have to be loved, have to be prayed to, made wishes to. It is their destiny in this world. That's what they are for. So, in some way, you cannot really blame them for being that. It's what they are, you know? A car is a car. You cannot blame the car for being a car. It's just a car, you know? And an aberration exists because it is the destiny of this aberration to be in the way it is. Deal with it. So, and by treating, I think this is what it's about, treating Shinobu not like the aberration that she is. She is a vampire, but instead treating her like a human kid. He, at least the cat says, takes away power from her. He makes her weak, he makes her, this very passive and looking like she's completely empty sometimes, person sitting in the corner. And that's possibly why she ran away, to get away from this negative influence that he has now. Question is, why is he doing it? I mean, he was clearly not aware of it. And he realized it later on when he talked about her again and referred to her as a kid. And back to the blonde woman we had before. What if she wasn't a kid before? You know? So this is where it's going. And in the end, well, we have two storylines here right now. The one is Hanekawa Senjugahara. In one episode, I don't see how they want to finish that. And the meaning of this storyline, you are in a relationship with Senjugahara and it's a good relationship. And you now can cure Hanekawa permanently by loving her. You cannot switch that on. So, but let's just say he could. You have the choice. You have the choice. You have your girlfriend, your relationship. But if you keep that, then your friend, the press, Hanekawa, will have this curse of being a cat forever. So she will drain people, the cat will drain people, will nearly kill people. Then for some days Hanekawa will be there, and then she will turn a cat again and again and again, and she will be endlessly feeling bad because she's in love with you. One option. Not a good one. Other option, you say, you flip the switch, which is not possible, but just say it would, and fall in love with Hanekawa. You become a couple. Hanekawa is cured forever because you stay forever. And Senjugahara, the love you had before, is ditched. And you just throw her away like, you know, trash. Not a good solution either. So, there you go. Which one do you want to go with? Both are bad. No question there. Just if this switch on love would work at all, which we know it won't. So what's the other option right now? That's the question. That's the one storyline. Will he have any kind of solution for that? Because I don't know. Sure. If we would go for a harem series and stuff like, then he has a relationship with one more girl and everyone is okay with it. But seriously, I don't know about you, but my experiences with couples in general is it is not many people who are able to accept that their partner has more than one loved person. Just saying. So that's one storyline. Storyline number 2. I just forgot. No, Shinobu. Is Shinobu. So what about her? Will they find her? Will they not find her? Is she gone, at least for the moment? And is it good that she's gone or not? What is the background story? You know, this is where we're going. What happened in the past that I don't know, possibly you do, which bound Shinobu and Araragi so close together? Why does he not allow her to leave? Why is it so important to him that she stays? And why is he saying, and that is a hard statement, if she would die, I could die as well? Not in the meaning of positive. Then it's like there's no... It is not that I want to live when she's gone. You know, he has a relationship, a good one. Why would... I mean, it is harsh if she's a good friend and she did good deeds, but what brings you so far to say something like that? Those are the questions. Story arc 2. So we have one more episode, if I'm not wrong. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you do as well. As always, please feel free to comment, to like, and to subscribe. And I will see you on the next episode. Until then, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.